What's happening, Facebook? Sam the Roof Guy here, doing roof guy things. I appreciate you guys for joining me today. We are going to walk you through and do a live demo of Roofstack. I apologize for the technical difficulties, technical delays. I was trying to do this here for a second and was having trouble with sharing my screen. I got to figure it out here. Give you guys just a second to get on. Got some coffee in me. All right. Welcome, roof stackers. Thanks for joining us today. For those of you guys who aren't using this world's greatest roofing software at the moment, I'd like to welcome you. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. All right. Now, this is just a dummy account. So, this one is what I use for the demos. I'm the only user in here. I say that because I want you guys to know that all these KPIs, all these metrics here, they would not just be for one person, but for your entire team. So if you were to log in here and you were to start looking at the KPIs, they would have all your team's numbers on here, show who the leaderboard is, so you can keep track of who's got the most leads, who's got the most inspections, the most estimates out there, who's converting those estimates into actual jobs and contracts, who's got tasks to do, who's not getting their tasks done, how many have tasks that are overdue, pre-production task, actual regular task. Somebody's got 3 tasks that are open and are high priority. You can get on that sales rep. You can look at him like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you getting your task done? What's going on, buddy? Right? So we got your tasks. These are all just your KPIs here. Let's go ahead and jump right in. First things first, here's your calendar. It does integrate with Google Calendar, so when you guys are able to sync that together, and when you open up your phone, any calendars you have here in the calendar are going to be right there on your Google Calendar for you. When you make an event, create an event, it's automatically put it in there. One thing I love about this is that at night, right at midnight, you get an email every night. So every night, let's just say today was Tuesday and you had these appointments tomorrow. Tonight at midnight, you would get an email showing all the appointments you have for the following day. So if you're a night owl and you're up at midnight, you get the email. You remind yourself, hey, you got a 9 o'clock appointment tomorrow morning. I probably should go to bed. If you are someone who goes to bed early and you're an early riser, when you wake up early in the morning and you check your email, you're going to see all the appointments you have for that day. We're going to jump right here into the canvassing module. All right. So, a couple things about this. Just scoot on over here, different area. All right, perfect. So, here we got a little area, right? So, a couple things. Number one, you are able to assign territories. So, click this button here, draw a new territory. And I'm just going to go from here, here. Right? There's a territory. Now let's just say this is Johnny's team. So we're going to go Johnny's team. And Johnny says he wants his team color to be green like money. So Johnny's team is green. We're going to come down to money green or baby shit green, whatever you want to call it. And then you go to add your users. Again, I'm the only user on this account, so I can't add users. But here you would add Johnny's team to it. So anybody on Johnny's team, you would add them and you would hit create territory. Now, what happens is that territory will be created, and anybody who's not assigned to that territory, anybody not on Johnny's team, if they were to come in here and try to pin a door, nothing would happen. It literally will not let them pin the door. So, you don't have to worry about guys knocking on each other's territories, fist fights in the street, or any of that nonsense. So, Now that the territory's been assigned, come over here, knock on the first door. Oh, real quick, you want to see door knocks? So just to show you some door knocks, we're going to see here, to show you the date and time, the address, what the status was, who it was knocked by. This is huge. It's going to show you how far away from the house they were when they knocked the door. So if somebody's got a bunch of not interested, not home, not home, not home, not home, renter, not home, not interested, renter, you can come over here and see exactly how far away from the house they were, so you can see if they actually were knocking doors or if they're just sitting on a park bench somewhere and pinning doors, acting as if they were actually knocking doors when they're not. So, Sam, does that actually happen? No, of course not. Yes, it does. We've all had sales reps at some point who we've caught, just sitting in a car or sitting on a park bench somewhere, pinning doors and not actually knocking doors. So you're able to see how far away from the house they were when they knocked the door. So come over here. I'm going to knock this door. This person wasn't home. Knock the next door. They weren't interested. Knock the next door. They're a renter. Knock the next door. They said my mom's not going to be home until later, so I'm going to put that one as go back. See the colors of these here? Now this next one here, we finally got somebody who's interested. We got Mr. We're going to go with Mr. Jordan Love. Email jlove@fakemail.com. $6,767. Add the lead. Now, a couple things about this. Number one, when you add the lead, you're going to see that my leads are green. If this was somebody else's lead, it's going to say others lead. Others lead as in it's like a tomato color, right? So if it was my lead, it's green. If it's somebody else's lead, it's a tomato color. Now, you see this one says can take over. What does that mean, Sam? What that means is if somebody marked this lead and 30 days go by and it has not advanced to an inspection or estimate, then it's going to turn orange and that lead is now open game. So if you have a sales rep who he got somebody's name and phone number, but he hasn't, followed up with them or he hasn't actually closed that deal, somebody else can come from that team, because again, you have to be assigned to the territory. Someone else can come in, knock on that door, and actually get the inspection, or and do the inspection and move the job forward. So, real quick before I get off the canvassing screen, you'll see here we have the weather coming soon and the campaigns. So once we launch the paid version, what you're going to have is the weather maps. The weather maps will be overlaid on the territory. You'll have an option right here to turn on the weather map itself. And then what you'll also be able to do is pull the data. So if you want it, we're going to have integrated marketing campaigns. You'll be able to sell out mailers, and you can pull the data from a territory. So let's go ahead and click right here, hit edit lead. I just realized that's Jordank. That's not Jordan Love. That's Jordank Love. Okay. That's cool. We'll roll with it. So, a couple things here. You open up a brand new lead. You got your lead status here. Contact, follow-up 1, qualified, lost, new lead. We have it as a new lead right now. We just knocked the door, and I pitched them on a free inspection. They said yes. So, we're going to consider that lead 1. What does 1 mean? 1 means less than 2. No, just kidding. 1 means you won the inspection, right? The whole point of getting the information is to do the inspection. So we got the inspection set. They agreed to a free inspection. So I'm going to move it over to 1. Door knock is how we got it. Payment type, possibly insurance. We're not sure yet until we do the inspection. Our entire system is based around following our door-to-door model, which we go to each door. We have the option of either doing an insurance claim or closing them on retail finance. And so you'll have both options here as we walk through the valleys of the shadow of death. Take a look at the claim and realize there's nothing left. So from right here, real quick, what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this here. I just want to show you guys on the lead list. So if you come to your lead list, yesterday was amazing. We talked to Mr. Tim Duncan. We also talked to Brett Favre this week. Caleb Williams, Yao Ming, Zach Johnson, Bart Simpson, Kenny Chesney earlier. This has been a phenomenal week of the people we've come across out here in the field knocking doors. It's amazing what happens when you put your feet to pavement and you go knocking doors every day, right? So you have your list view here. What I wanted to show you guys, you also have your Kanban view. So you can come in here and you create different Kanbans because we want you to be able to manage your leads properly. So some of your leads, if you have several systems set up, some of you guys have leads coming in off your website. Some of you guys have multiple landing pages that you're running, and you want to be able to separate those leads from each landing page and manage them accordingly. Sometimes you have VoIP systems and you have different phone numbers, whether you might have a certain phone number you're using for radio ads, a certain phone number you're using for billboards, a certain phone number you're using for yard signs or door hangers. And so a lot of times you want to be able to track where your leads are coming from. And so you can have multiple Kanban boards. Okay? So you can have multiple Kanban boards, come out here and manage them, see which ones you want to see. You can create a new board, put this one up. But you have your Kanban board. So this one here, let's go with the other one here, website leads. So this one, if you have a new lead, you got your new leads here, called once, called twice, called 3 times, appointment set, appointment reschedule, appointment ran. You can customize this however you want. You can make multiple Kanban boards if you want to do that to be able to manage where your leads are coming from and follow them up. If this is my website leads, if this comes off the website at 12 o'clock at night. Mario just finished his stage, I guess. I don't know what the hell that was. But all right, so if did someone donate, was that a token? Is that what that was? Someone donate money? You guys donated money to Roofstack? Yes! I was right. This is super awesome. You just sent 20 stars. Hell yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dakota Brokoff. Your contribution to Roofstack will not be taken lightly. So, you have your Kanban board here. Like I was saying, if you're running a website and this lead comes in at 12 o'clock at night, unless you have an AI system that is going to reach out and set the appointment up with that lead on the spot for you, which if you don't, you should reach out to us to talk about that. But if you don't have an AI system in place that's going to reach out to your lead and set that appointment when they're on your website, and he just fills out a form, no one sees it until the next morning. So by the time your admin girl is in the office, or admin person, he, she, them, whatever, by the time they're in the office and they're making phone calls and they're trying to set this appointment up, you want to be able to track that. So if they called once and left a message, and then called 2 times, left a message, called 3 times, finally got the appointment set, okay, cool, now we can come in here and mark this as 1, right? So you want to be able to keep track of your leads and manage them accordingly. Come in here, put what kind of property it is, residential, commercial, industrial, or land. We are going to be adding in government buildings as well. Roof type, asphalt shingle. You're going to assign the rep. You're going to assign it to Sam as a sales rep. Additional notes, this is going to be more like your Rolodex, you old heads, all you guys, over 45 and 50. If you've been in sales your entire career, I'm sure at some point you used to have a Rolodex, right? You used to have a whole old Rolodex with a bunch of cards on there, and you would keep track of your customers, and on there it would have their name and how many kids they have and what their kids' names were and birthdays, anniversary, this, that, and the other. A way for you to kind of just, have an overview of that customer and keep up with them. So that's what we're going to consider the notes. The notes right here is going to be kind of like that old school Rolodex. So on here, I'm going to put 3 tab, roof, 20 years old, USAA, no prior claims, two pit bull dogs, home after 4. So those are the information, right? And then down here you got your actual comments and activity. We're connecting the feature. It's already available in Xcore, but which this is Roofstack. So Roofstack is built on Xcore for those who don't know. I'll go into that a little bit later, but we've actually developed and launched Xcore first. A lot of companies that we showed it to, it was just too overwhelming and too much. And it's more designed for companies who have multiple locations. Companies doing over 25 to $50 million a year is who Xcore is designed for. There's just a whole lot more into it, and so we built Roofstack on Xcore. But it's already featured Xcore, so which is the back end. So we're just gonna plug it in here. But you're gonna be able to email your clients directly from here. But this is where you put a comment here, appointment inspection set for. We say he's home for 6 p.m. DOMOR. I can't spell. As you can see, Sam the Roof Guy. So now I'm going to get tagged in that. I'm going to have the appointment set. I come over here. I hit save. We have the appointment set for tomorrow at 6. I'm going to hit advance, which if you look at the left side, is going to go from lead to inspection. So now to set the inspection, I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to set the inspection for tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tomorrow at 6, he'll be home. We'll look at the roof. We'll find the damage. If there's damage, we're going to find it. 6 p.m. tomorrow. Hit save. And just like that, you come to the calendar, and you have Jordank Love inspection for tomorrow at 6 p.m. Go back to the inspection here. So now we have, again, here's our list view for our inspections. As I come over here and I look at the inspections, we're going to see here, the first thing you do when you do your inspection, obviously, is you're going to want to take your photos, right? So you come down to attachments, capture images with camera. I'm curious to see how this is going to work while I'm streaming and sharing my screen. But you hit start camera. There we go. Hey, how we doing, folks? So just like this, take your photos. Boom, boom, boom. Change. Flex on them. Got the pictures here. Save images. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Just like that. We got 6 photos here saved on our job. So while you're in the field, if you're using your phone, using your iPad, or if you're with a laptop, you go on there, you hit capture photos, and you use your camera. If you're using an iPhone or Android, it's going to ask you, do you want to use your phone's camera or do you want to upload photos from your gallery? You click on your camera, you do your photos. Or if you're weird, you could take all your photos first, and if you want to upload them later, take all your inspection photos first. Click here. Go to your photos. Upload. And now you're going to have your photos uploading. That's damn good coffee. Today's live is brought to you by Everydose Coffee. Does regular coffee give you heartburn, indigestion? Try new mushroom coffee by Everyday Dose. Back to the action. All right, so we got our photos uploaded here. We got the photos here. Now, one thing, that we were asked. Well, I love Company Cam. I use Company Cam because it's going to, geotag my photos. Same thing with this. In your phone settings is why your photos are geotagged. All your photos are already geotagged based off your phone settings. The other thing is people like to annotate their photos, right? They want to come in here and they want to do some cool arrows. They want to be able to draw arrows to things like that and show that there's wind damage, show that there's missing shingles. And so they have arrows on here. You're going to hit replace. Annotate photo. Ooh, is there no starter shingles on here? What? Draw square to a circle. Box. You could just draw. So awesome. Something like this. Got an arrow here. Now to put a text. This bumper was pulled up by the bus. Salinas. No. Gutters are fastened through the gutter apron and need to be detached and reset. Boom. So annotate your photos just like that other app that people use for photos in the industry that rhymes with schmumpany schmam. All right. So you got your pictures taken care of. Now, next thing you want to do is you want to do a quick square. You go to quick square. Roof's right here. You don't like that angle? Okay, just rotate it. And rotate it. And rotate it. And rotate it. Or click this and get an overview. Cool. Does that work for you? That works for me. If not, let's just rotate it. Okay. Now I got a full length over here. So I'm going to come and draw. Bam. Bam. Cool. All right. So when you do this, you don't have to mark all the hips and ridges and valleys because this is for a quick quote. If you're doing retail and you're trying to close a job on the spot for retail, what you're trying to do is you just need an overall price real quick so that way you can give them a price per square, right? So I don't have to know what the ridges and the valleys and the rakes and the eaves. All I need is the actual perimeter to be able to provide a quick quote, okay? So I got the perimeter here. From there, you go to pitch gauge. This is going to be, we got a 512 lined up right here on this hip. Cool beans. I'm going to come over here to where it says pitch. Select this one right here. Go to 5. I'm right here. We're going to go 15 ways at the hip. Now when I scroll up, when I scroll down here, damn it, because I'm sharing my screen, I can't zoom down here. All right, so this shows the actual, that's fine. This shows the actual square footage of the house. This shows with the pitch. This shows with the waist. So with the waist, 2462. Hit save, 2462. It calculated what I chose with the waist. Property type, residential, roof type. Cool. Hit save. And this is where it gets real fun. Because if all you want to do is figure out the price, you have your quick quote option saved already in your system. You click on which one you want, and it's going to show you how much it's going to cost. So when you go down off that roof, before you get off the roof, you already know I'm doing this quick quote while I'm on the roof. So while I'm up on the roof, I did a quick measurement. I got that. I go into the attic. I'm going to figure out whether or not they need to replace their decking, whether or not they need to replace the insulation, what's going on in the attic. Are there any signs of mold? Do we have, AC lines going along the rafters? Am I going to have any issues? And so I can tell what my price is going to be before I come out of the attic. And it's right here. It calculates it for me. You don't have to figure out the maths. Not necessary, right? But what we're going to do is one better. We're going to hit on quick quote. Pick a cover photo. Bam. And it walks you through. It tells you what you're doing, right? Right here. Select the cover photo. I'm going to go with the address. Next. Select inspection photos. Okay. I'm going to go with that one, that one, that one. We got some wind damage. We got some damage here. Oh, he's so strong. I'm going to choose that one. That's going to be the closing deal right there. Hit next. Now, minimum one required. If you only want to give them one option, cool. But we have 3 different options set for our quick square. And they're going to be able to get to choose which one they want. Right? Cool. Next. Introduction section. You have a template. In your template section, you're able to come in here and set up your different templates. So that way when you create a new report, you don't have to type everything out. You come right here, template, you can put as many different options as you want and have a different introduction section onto your report. Project notes, you can save the templates. I do them per each job individually. This is where I'm normally putting, to drop the material on the left side of the driveway, to make sure we protect the bushes and the plants and the flowers, put boards around and cover the windows, make sure we do an extra walk around. This is the project notes that I'm typically putting on there, along with, Owens Corning duration, black sable, white drip edge, white gutter apron. They're going with white 6-inch gutters and 5-inch downspouts. So this is where I'm putting all my notes, right? Put that there. Here's the really cool part. Again, this is a quick quote. So you're going to send them a quote, but you want this to be an actual legitimate contract, right? Of course you do. So we save your template. You're going to put in all the terms and conditions on your actual contract that you have on here. You're going to hit save. Now, a lot of times people have used other softwares to create these elaborate PDFs that they want to send to the homeowner, whether it's a brochure of different shingles or a brochure of different roofing systems, different options. Sometimes you include your warranties or your licenses. You have different options, but a lot of times you've created some type of presentation or digital handbook of your company that you want to share with your homeowners. And I'm all for it. So if you have that created, you save that, you upload it, and you put it on here. You select that file, and you're able to add that to your document as well. Hit save and continue. From here, you just simply email to the customer. Now, before we email it, I just want to show you what that looks like. Also, you don't have to email it. What you could do is if you're on your iPad, you can have the customer sign it right in front of you on the iPad itself. We have a quote summary. You have Mr. Jordan Love, quote number, property address. Valid until it's 30 days. These contracts are only good for 30 days. After 30 days, they cannot sign it, and they would require another proposal. That protects you, Mr. Contractor. That protects you. The last several years, we've had at least 2 price increases every single year from our damn suppliers. They keep raising the price on us, and so I don't want you to give some guy a quote right now in January when things are slow and you're willing to do it for cheaper because the workers are willing to do things for a little cheaper right now because no one has work available, and we can probably get a better deal. And so, right now you're able to offer a better price than, let's just say, the heat of August. And so if you give somebody a proposal now and then we have a freaking price increase come April and then your price of labor goes up, we don't want you to be stuck to that price. So after 30 days, this is no longer valid. Most of you guys have that already in your agreements. Most folks, when you have a proposal, you usually say it's good for 30 days. This protects you. It's automatically set that way. Going to the actual quote, Roof Guy Construction. You got the company information here. You got your cover photo that you chose. You got the homeowner's information. You got your introduction section that you chose. Then you would have, next would be your project notes. Then you got your actual inspection photos that you selected. Put your inspection photos on there. Man, that guy's swole. Then you have the description of each one of your roof options. So you have a description here of each roof option. The terms and conditions. And then they get to choose which option they want to go with. They want to go with the middle option, $18,465. Remove replacement low E thermal underlayment. They're going to come right here. Their title. They're a home owner. And then right here, Mr. Jordan Glove signed it. We are good. It even counts how many strokes he took. Submit the signed quote. Bam. Just like that. I'm not sure, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm sharing the screen, I don't know if you guys were actually able to see that quote. Leave me some feedback here. I don't know if you guys actually saw the quote or not. Can't see your screen. It's like frozen. You have to share. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm only able to share that one window. So I will upload a copy of that quote in the comments when I get off of here. I just realized because of Facebook, the way it's doing the screen share, I'm only able to share one tab at a time, and so my screen wasn't frozen. My screen wasn't frozen. My screen wasn't frozen. But what I will do is I will upload a copy of that proposal into the comments once I am done. All right. Roofstack. So also, again, like I said, you can also just send the email to the client. They will get the email and they will open it up, and it'll be a very, very beautiful presentation. All right. Next. So you've gotten all that taken care of. You got the estimate, the quick square. Now, let's just say this is an insurance claim. You wanted to create a damage report. This is super awesome. You set this template up however you want in your settings. But we have overview, roof, gutters, siding, garage, window wraps. If you don't need something on here, you can change it. If you want to switch what this is here, you could switch that. Totally up to you, whatever. But you go into your settings and you set up each section how you want. We have some clients who have front slope, left slope, back slope, right slope. It's completely up to you how you set it up. I prefer overview, roof, gutters. I'm going to hit next. Overview shots. You can also put a description on each one. You get the idea, right? So then from here, you're going to hit roof. Again, each section you create can have up to 50 images. And then our last category here. Now I'm a damage assessment, a property assessment. This is where you get to put in this is where you create your actual report, what you think. After a full property inspection, After full property inspection, each slope on the roof has at least 10 wind damaged shingles, and we found 23 actual missing shingles. We professionally recommend a full roof replacement. Yada, 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 yada. Put whatever you want in here, right? Save and continue. Next spot, generate damage report. And then you're going to have an email here to send to the homeowner. Again, I can't share and show you. They open up a new tab of what the report looks like, but I will post this on to the comment section once I get done with the live video here. All right, awesome. Roofstack is where you at? Are you here? You have a set to share only Roofstack screen. Yeah, no, I know that's the option. That's the only option I have. So, all right. Moving forward, so we get this done here. We got that all taken care of. Now we are going to advance from inspection to estimate. All right, and here we're now in the estimate section. Scroll down here real quick. You're going to see we do have the measurements per square from the quick quote. We do have the damage report here, and we do have the inspection, the damage report, and the actual signed quote that we sent over on the quick quote. But now we're going to create an itemized estimate. Let's just say it's an insurance claim that you're fighting. This is how I use Roofstack on insurance claims. So what I do is I do not meet with the insurance adjusters. I do not go out to meet on the property with an insurance adjuster. It's a waste of time. At the end of the day, they don't want us there to begin with. We're not really helping. We are more of a pain in the ass. And not only that, but I'd say over 50% of the time, most of you guys would agree with me, they're not sending actual adjusters out there anymore. The days of getting a licensed adjuster on the field the first time is very far in between. We're getting, for the most part, glorified picture takers. You're getting your ladder now, your Hancock guys showing up, taking photos who don't make a decision. So instead of wasting my time in the field with that, instead of showing up, being told that we'll be there between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock and having to wait 3 hours for an adjuster to show up, and then him not being an adjuster, what I do instead is I mark up all my damage. I create a damage report the way we just showed you. I measure the roof and do a roof measurement, and then I create an itemized scope of work down here, and I send that all into the adjuster. So we're going to measure the roof here. All right, draw. You got that there. Then we're going to go ahead and label up all of our other parts. Then we're going to do at our pitch. We said it was a 5. Oh, it was a 6. That's right. Hit save. Generate report. Download it. And then again, you can't see the screen because I'm only able to share that one tab that's open. But from here, you're able to see the actual measurement report, which I will upload in the comments once again. So, all right, coming back here, I'm gonna hit update. We got the measurement done. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have I have that measurement on the other tab here open, so that way when I come and make my list, I know how much I need of each item. So I'm gonna come down here. Now we created a catalog for you. You have a catalog. We have over 700 Xactimate line items. In your catalog, you're able to use those to create your templates. Once you create your templates, we have a couple templates that we have made. I have one here for ranch. So now we have tear off and dispose. We have laminated comp shingles, roofing felt, drip edge, asphalt starter, remove and replace hip and ridge, step flashing, chimney flashing, remove and replace flue cap, ice and water, pipe jack, roof vent, aluminum turbos. Okay, we have all these on here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to look at the actual measurement report to figure out how much I need of each one. So it's 20 squares. Perfect. So measurement shows 20 squares. This is 20.5 right on the button. So tear off, we're going to go with 20. Laminate it with the waste. Felt. Let's just say about 18. Drip edge. Now you can add gutter apron and drip edge because most insurance companies just keep it as one line item. For the sake of time, I just keep it as one. So I'm gonna add my eaves and rakes together on a hip roof. Obviously, you don't have any rakes here. So 186 on my eaves. 186. My starter is gonna be the same. Hip and ridge, 104 plus 26, so we got 130. Step flashing, don't have any, so we're just gonna hit the garbage can. Chimney flashing, small, 1 chimney flashing, 1 flue cap, ice and water. We're gonna go eaves times 2, so 186. So let's go 187 times 2. $374 plus my valleys of 20 brings it $394. Divided by 66, and that's gonna be 5.9. So 6 rolls. Each one is 2 squares. One pipe jack, and then we're going to go with 5 box vents here. All right, so now you see here in the bottom, we got our price based off the line items that we have in here. We got the price here. Now, if they were going with just the basic roof, that's $13,325. but off the insurance price, it would be $15,931, right? So if we were going just price per square, our regular price, it would be $13,325 at $650 a square. However, because of an insurance claim and we're fighting and we're going line item by line item, now this estimate price went from $13,000 to $15,931. So when I'm creating the actual estimate at this point, again, this is an insurance claim. So even though we had this price per square, that's if it was retail. If it was a retail job, we already got the job signed and we're going moving forward. But if this was an insurance job, we sent that damage report in, and now we come out and do the itemized estimate. And with the itemized estimate, we now have $15,000 here, right? So when we go to create the estimate, we're going to choose right here, do we want the price per square or do we want the materials? We click materials, and it's going to show this price down here, $15,000. Now, the other option you have is instead of using these exact items and using the price of labor and material, what you can do as an alternative is we upload your material price list, give us a spreadsheet with your pricing on there. We'll upload it into your system, and then from there, what you're able to do is create your templates based off your material price, and then you can adjust the markup right here. You can add your taxes of, we're in Illinois, so 9% tax. And then you can add your markup here as well if you so desire. So then you come in here, and again, you have your template set up for your introduction section, your project notes. You have your template set up for your terms and conditions. And then when it comes to the actual estimate, you see right here, you have your quantity, you have your unit, you have your cost, and then you have the actual rate. If you were doing a material list, we would put your cost of what it actually cost you and then the rate at which you sell it. But here we have the quantity, the unit, the actual rate, and then the total amount of each line item. If you're sending this to an adjuster, they want to see all these items. So you go to settings right here, and you don't hide the quantity, you don't hide the rate, you don't hide the amount, you don't hide the description. You save it. And now that's what you're actually going to send to the adjuster. Hit update. If you're creating a whole nother estimate for this adjuster guy, again, you're going to come over here. You're going to click on that. Add inspection photos. I'm typically not going to add these to the estimate. If I'm sending it to the adjuster, I'm including my damage report instead, because it's going to automatically attach it to the file. When I send this estimate, it's going to automatically attach this damage report here. That's why it's attached there. So, but from here, I'm going to hit update. I'm going to hit preview. Again, you're not able to see it. Let me see if I can switch over here and get you to be able to see that screen. Can I edit which screen I'm sharing or which window? I cannot. Okay. So I will, once again, I will post that. I will post a copy of what the PDF looks like on the comments so you can be able to click on it, look at it, and enjoy. Now that we got them to do this, okay, let's just go ahead and I'm going to preview it, and I'm going to sign it as if I was a customer signing it, so that way it'll save it. All right, they signed it, submit quote, they accepted it. Now, what we can do is we can actually record a deposit. So they accepted $15,000, $17,381. So we're going to have a deposit. We're going to go We're going to take $5,000 down today. Payments. They're paying with the check. That check number. And now we took a deposit from the homeowner. Update. Cool. Material order. Now this is why I recommend using your spreadsheet and creating that list and then set your margins to order your material, because you're going to material order here. Our supplier, shout out to QXO. When you go to create your material order, if you can add your first item and you can create your actual list that you need, or sorry, I have to add the name here. Okay. Who do we say we're doing? Jordan, right? All right. That would help if I actually had a job up. All right, so you start typing the name in. It's gonna populate. You pull it up here. Scroll down. Pull from estimate, and just like that, all the material list that you made is already populated. It's there for you. Super easy. Save. Preview. It pops up. Everything you need. Email to your supplier. Just like that. Boom, bam, done. So now this is how I personally order my material currently with my guy Colin from QXO. Shout out to my man Colin, killing the game. Update. That's your material order. All right. Now you go to production. Add production. Jordan Inc. right there. Status. We got the deposit from him so far, right? Hit save. Come over here to edit because I want you guys to see this. So you're going to have, there's actually a couple options. So if we go back to the list, we got a Kanban view again. So you can keep track of where your jobs are at on the Kanban view, right? So you have a Kanban board for your jobs in production, but you're able to also see, I put it as deposit, and now he's right here in the deposit stage. Next thing he's got to do is we got to turn the job folder in, and we got to make sure that everything on his job folder checklist is actually in there and complete. So until then, he's there. Now, we do have a hold section. So if you guys turn in the job folder and they're missing certain photos, they don't have the overhang photo, they don't have a picture of the address, they don't have a picture of the driveway, and you're like, yo, we can't order materials till you get these photos done. Then all you got to do is come in here, create a task, overhang pick, select the category, pre-production. We got to get it before we order material. We got to know how much ice and water shield. This is a high priority. Come on, Sam, get with the program. Status is to do. Due date, this needs to be done by tomorrow. Okay, by tomorrow. I'm gonna create that task. Now there's an overhang pick in here, high priority. When Sam comes over here on the left side and goes to his task, it's there. When Sam's on the dashboard, it's there. Sam goes to the calendar, it's there. So he's got 3 different spots that show him, yo, we need to get this task done ASAP, Rocky, right? So the other thing too is, if that's the case and now that happens, we need those photos. We come over here to status. Where are you at? Roof replacement, retail roof replacement. Back to my list. Now, instead of being right here, he's going to have to get moved. Here it is. Photo checklist, he now going to get moved on hold. And once he gets that taken care of, then we'll adjust him. But until then, now he is actually going to be on hold until we get those photos, right? Because we can't move forward, we can't order material until we have those actual photos. So, very important. Now you come in here, a couple things. It's going to show that there's already a payment, shows the total amount, shows the payment amount, so how much the outstanding balance is, how much they paid so far, the progress, has a copy of that payment history. Production key. Now, this is designed for any market, okay? So if you're in Florida and you tear off a roof, you cannot just tear off a roof and install the shingles that same day. You have to have it dried in. You have to have an inspector come out, and they want to check to make sure that all the boards are re-nailed. They want to make sure that everything's dried in the way it's supposed to be, and you have to get clearance before you can actually finish doing the roof. And then they want to do a final inspection, right? So you have all these different dates here, or if it's a commercial job, same thing. You're going to have different stages. So we have the start date, the expected completion date, which is expected for a reason, right? Tear off, dry in, install, inspection, complete. Now, if this is a retail, roof in a normal market where you don't have to get all these inspections and shit, there'll be a checklist. There's gonna be a check bar where you just put select all, and whichever one you put on start date, you can select all for all of them. Okay. Team details. You assign your project manager to the job. You assign the sales manager to the job, and you assign the sales rep to the job. Most companies have somebody different for each one of these, right? Task management, again, we got that task right here. If you had to add another task, you simply add it. Crew and labor. This is one of our awesome features that we just added to the system here that I'm super excited about. So we've been asked if we can get a crew portal, so that way the crews can actually upload photos instead of having to use another third-party app and spend more money just to take photos, right? That doesn't make any sense. To spend $30 a user just to take photos? No, we don't think so either. So what we have here is a failure to communicate. No. We have the labor and crew management. You go on here, you hit assign crew, and you get to assign a crew name. Tony's crew. Right? Now, is this an install, a repair, or a subcontractor? Right? This is one of our subcontractors. Okay, because you have your install crews, you have your subcontractors, and you have your repair guy. Okay, this is our subcontractor. How many? Tony's crews got how many guys? 7. Crew lead. Who's the crew lead? Well, it's Tony, right? Add Tony in here. You add your crew leaders because you have unlimited users. You add as many users as you want. So you add your crew members to the system, right? And then you're going to assign the date. This job's going to be done on Tuesday, okay? And it should be done on Tuesday. Payment type. Are you paying per square? Are you paying per job? Are you paying daily or hourly, right? Or paying per square? All right, estimated labor costs. Well, this roof is 20. This roof is, 20 squares? So we got with waste. So we got 20 times 120. $2,400. All right, $2,400. Actual labor costs. Tony's come back. Hey, Mr. Sam, this roof, it has 2 layers. What do we got to do? Right? So then you come back here and put the notes on here. Roof had 2 layers. And you come back and edit the note and put on there that it had 2 layers. Well, Tony, you told me there's 2 layers. I can't just charge the homeowner for 2 layers. I need proof. Right? So Mr. Tony can come in here and add production photos. That's right. Tony can come in here and add production photos. So if he says it's 2 layers and he's got photos of 2 layers, you better pay that man for 2 layers. No questions asked. And now you show your homeowner, we got the proof. There was 2 layers of shingles. We had to get charged extra, so here's what we charge, which should already be preset. Excuse me. Before you build a job in your contract, you should already have on there if there's the price for additional layers and the price for plywood that has to be replaced. All right, we got my task, which you see are adding up. Invoice. So now, we got the job. We dropped the material. We collected $5,000 up front, but now we have dropped material, and we're going to create an invoice for the total job. Okay, so you got the job here. Come to invoice. I'm going to pull from estimate. This is super awesome. So it takes the estimate, gives us that full price, but then it breaks down and shows that there's already been a payment for $5,000. So it shows the invoice total $17,000, and then minus the $5,000 already paid, and there's an outstanding balance of $12,000. So save the invoice, email to the customer, send it to them. Bada bing, bada boom. Now the customer emailed the invoice. Well, now that they received the invoice, they want to make a payment, right? So you go to payment. Notice that the one that they already made is already listed here. Add payment. Advance payment? Nope. Instant payment or invoice payment. Jordan Love. Jordan. Remaining balance after the payment was already made, $12,381. Okay. So I'm going to make another payment for half of that today with the check. We're going to go $6,200. Check number 67. Save payment. Update. And now it shows the invoice total that was before after the payment. Already paid $6,200. How much is still now left there to pay? Shows both invoices here and which type. Come to items. This is your catalog. This is where we add in your material list. This is where we got a bunch of exactment line items. Excuse me, listed in here. You got the commercial material, and then we just got a bunch of items. You use these items to build out your own templates. Come to template, add template, template title, steep 2-story. And then it's an item template. This is for roofs that are 2 stories and 8, 12 to 10, 12. And then you start adding your items. Add item, add a bunch of items in there. And then you go in here and you put what the item is. Remove shingles. Laminated comp shingles is the option. Bam, has the price per square. You can edit this as well. You put whatever price you want if you want to switch it up. But you put your items, you have the template saved, and you're able to have that template right there. Now, you also have your other templates. Your itemized template is your PDF template. That's where we talked about if you make a brochure and you have either certificate of insurance or a copy of your license or whatever, and you want to put that into here, you're able to upload that as well. Intro section, you can create the different templates for your intro sections. You can have, and so I have it set up to where I have one intro section for my damage reports, which is directed towards the adjuster. I have another intro section for a retail job. I have another intro section for the homeowner on an insurance job. So you can create different templates for your intro sections, for your project notes, and of course your terms and conditions. You're going to have different terms and conditions on your contingency if you're in a market that uses contingency and that's what you use to file a claim, as opposed to on your actual retail contract or work order, right? So you create your templates in here. User, when you go to create a user, you just hit add user. So as the admin, you go and create your account. You go to add your sales reps. You just put the first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Select a role, whether it's a sales manager, a user, or worker. The difference is the manager will be able to access other portions of the system that the sales rep won't. And the same thing with the worker. Your worker is your crew. So anyone on the crew side, I forgot to mention that in the production section. So if they're considered, if you label them as a worker, they can't go into the file and see everything. They can't see the contract price. They can't see what you're charging for the job. They can't see all this other information. Only thing they can do is see the production side of what they're assigned, what their notes are, the work order itself, and the ability to upload photos and notes. That's it. Okay, so the sales user will have access to different parts, but the sales user is not going to be able to go to material and order material. The sales user is not going to be able to see other people's jobs and other projects. The sales manager will be able to see everything. In your template section, we already went over this. Okay, settings. Lastly, we got your settings here. You got your company settings. When you upload it, put your basic information in here. If you have multiple branches, you can add the branches. And when you add your users, and ask you which branch you want to put them in. So if you have multiple locations, you can use Roofstack to manage multiple locations. And each one will be separated, but you can go and look at your numbers as a whole. From here, your automations, we're adding a few more. There's only a couple in here. Quick quote. You're going to go in here and you're going to set up how you want those. You've seen me use the quick quote. You see me choose my different options and what they look like. Each one, you get to go in there. You're going to put the name, the item code, make up whatever you want. You put your price per square, and then you're going to go in here and give a full description of what that includes on what they're getting. You can have 4, 5, 6, 7 options if you want. That's up to you. The damage report, you set up how you want those tabs. Again, this is however you want to have it set up. It's up to you. We have clients who have front slope, left slope, back slope, right slope. Again, each section gets up to 50 photos. Supplier integration, we're still working on it. We almost got things done with QXO. We will be working on the other guys as well eventually. But for now, in the meantime, all you need to do is get your spreadsheet of your material, and we can upload your actual pricing into the system. And it's very easy and simple, headache-free to order material. The way I use with my rep, I do my material order, I email him, I shoot him a text, hey, I just emailed you. He'll text me 2 minutes later, got it. Subscription and billing. So you guys see here we have different options. What we have here, the free version, you got you got Xstack, which is the super tools. The things that we're adding to the super tools is you're gonna have the weather mapping, which is coming soon. We almost have that available to where you'll be able to have the weather map overlays and click on the address and get storm history. Communications, internal chats. You don't no longer have to use WhatsApp or Google Chat or Slack or pay for any other third-party communications or messaging app to have your group chats going on. Every company's got the group chat, right? You got the group chats, you got your little side chats, and you got a conversation with your coworkers. All that is being inputted into Roofstack so you can have all your internal communications inside of Roofstack and be able to email your clients from the software as well. The damage reports, we're going to have our smart reports coming out to where we'll be able to annotate things virtually using the AI goggles. You'll be able to, as you do the inspection, you'll be able to mark damage and generate damage reports without having to get your hands dirty with chalk. So roofers, good news. You're now going to be able to eat as much chalk as you want. You won't have to save your chalk. You can have as much as you want as possible and be able to virtually annotate the damage. But we're also having to where we do the smart takeoff reports to where once you do a roof measurement, it'll pull that data and create the takeoff report for you. Guys, if you only understood and knew how much of these features that we have in here today have been from just the last couple of weeks. A lot of what we have in here has just been recently added. They weren't always in here. And so the more that you invest into Roofstack, the more we pour into Roofstack. So this is not, we're not backed by, some Fortune 500 company. We don't have venture backing. We don't have all these high-end investors the way some other people have bragged about recently. We've had some people who said this is just another software by a roofing company that's not going to last and not going to make it because we're actually venture-backed. Well, I will say if you only knew what the last 8 years have entailed, then you'd know that we're not going anywhere. We've bootstrapped this motherfucker. And we have poured everything we have into this, and we have taken huge leaps over the last couple months, huge leaps over the last month alone. The more that people are using it, the more that when you sign up and you pay and you upgrade, that money goes back into Roofstack. This is not how we make our money. This is our project that we want to give back to the roofing industry. This is our way of helping. If it was up to us, we would only have the free version because we want to make this as affordable as possible. We decide we wanted to have just the free version alone. We're not trying to get rich off of the software. We own a roofing company. We have a full marketing and consulting firm that we use. That's how we generate business. But this is our way of giving back to the industry because our goal and our mission is to help small businesses scale. And if I can save you $3,500 or $5,000 a month on software, then I can help you actually scale. If you're not spending $5,000 a month just to cover the cost of your CRM and a roof measuring tool and a picture taking tool and a quote generating tool and something else for a freaking pitch gauge, if I'm saving you, and then you have to have a file maker to put all these reports together. If you're spending money on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've been on phone calls with guys doing demos, paying up to 10 different freaking softwares and apps at a time to be able to operate their business. If that's what you're doing, you can save all that money on our free version alone. And now you're saving $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month on your tech. And what we could do with that is put that back into your business on things that matter, like marketing, like recruiting. Actually help you scale your company by saving you on the tech. The only reason why we have the paid features is because we kept getting guys reaching out to us asking for certain features that you can't get them for free. There's no open source tools. There's no ways for us to do them and not be able to charge. If you want data, we can get you data, but we have to pay for data. We have to pay for weather mapping. There's certain things that we absolutely have to pay for. But it was our mission to do this for free for you guys. It was our mission to make this as economically friendly as possible so that way we can actually help you scale your business. Our mission is to help as many contractors scale. We want you guys who are doing less than $1 million to break that $1 million mark. We want you guys who are stuck between 1 and 3 million to finally hit 5 million. And we want to help all of you guys who are stuck there between 3 to 5 million to get to that 8-figure mark. We have a full 8 steps to 8-figure process that is proven to work. We've told you guys, for those of you guys who don't know, my partner Dakota and I acquired a substantial amount of Witten Roofing last year. Witten Roofing is a client of ours. We worked with Witten Roofing for several years. We've proven that we have the methods and the steps that actually work. We've proven that we know how to recruit and our recruiting works. We've proven that we can scale. We've proven that we can run leads. We've proven that we can take guys off the street. And if you actually pour into them, if you actually invest into them, you can take somebody who's brand new, who's a green bean, and you can train them properly, and we can take them out, and we can walk down the street, they can knock on a door, do an inspection, and come down off the roof and actually close the deal. Financed. Not claims, financed. So, if you have questions, reach out to us. We would love to share with you the 8 steps to 8 figures. We want to show you how this software works in action. This software is built around our 8 steps to 8 figures. This software is built to get your guy to knock the door, do the inspection, close the freaking deal. I'm Sam the Roof Guy, doing Roof Guy things. Thank you for watching. Enjoy this video of Roofstack. Till next time, peace.